The air inside Tesla's Palo Alto offices carried a certain buzz. Engineers huddled over prototypes, their voices blending with the faint whir of machinery. Among them was Liam, a man in his late 30s, whose furrowed brow and fading spark in his eyes hinted at a life weighed down by more than work. To his colleagues, he was just another dedicated employee. But beneath his calm exterior, Liam's world was unraveling. At home, overdue rent notices stacked up on the kitchen counter, their bold red print demanding payment. His wife Elena was recovering from surgery, which had drained their savings, and the looming threat of eviction cast a shadow over their small family. Every morning, Liam arrived at work with quiet determination, masking his struggles behind a professional demeanor. His co-workers admired his precision, unaware of the burden he carried. To Liam, every paycheck was a fragile lifeline, barely keeping his family afloat. This particular day began like any other. Liam sipped stale coffee from a paper cup, trying to focus on the day's tasks. But his mind kept wandering back to the eviction notice and the landlord's stern warning. The thought of uprooting his 9-year-old daughter, Mia, from the only home she'd known gnawed at him. He knew Mia sensed the tension at home, despite his efforts to shield her from it. But what Liam couldn't foresee was that a single moment was about to change everything, a moment that would test the limits of kindness and leave everyone involved forever transformed. Life for Liam had become a precarious balancing act. Late nights at work, missed family dinners, and an ever-growing pile of bills created a cycle he couldn't seem to break. The eviction notice taped to the fridge was both a motivator and a cruel reminder of his reality. Despite cutting back on every unnecessary expense, selling their second car, and working extra hours, Liam found himself slipping further into despair. Mia, his bright-eyed daughter, was his anchor. Her laughter, though tinged with worry, kept him going. One evening, she handed him a small jar filled with coins, saying, "For the bills, Dad." The sincerity in her voice shattered him. Though he managed to smile and assure her everything would be fine, the weight of that moment lingered. At work, Liam poured himself into every task, fearing that any slip-up might jeopardize his job. Tesla's fast-paced environment demanded perfection, and while he excelled in his role, the mounting pressure felt suffocating. What Liam needed was a break, a chance to breathe. But time wasn't on his side, and the eviction deadline loomed like a dark cloud. A week later, Tesla hosted a company-wide event to celebrate their latest advancements. The atmosphere was electric, with employees mingling in a conference room lined with futuristic prototypes. Liam attended reluctantly, knowing his absence might raise questions. He brought Mia along, as the event allowed employees to bring young children. She clutched his hand tightly, her eyes lighting up at the gleaming cars and bustling crowd. Her presence, though comforting, reminded Liam of why he needed to keep fighting. Elon Musk arrived to deliver a speech, his charisma and unpredictability capturing the room's attention. He spoke about innovation and resilience, urging his team to think beyond limitations. For Liam, the words felt distant. His thoughts were tethered to the eviction deadline, now just days away. As the speech ended, attendees were invited to mingle. Liam lingered on the outskirts of the room, watching Mia explore. Unbeknownst to him, she had let go of his hand and approached Elon Musk. "Excuse me, Mr. Musk," her small voice cut through the chatter. Conversations halted, and all eyes turned toward the child standing before the CEO. Liam's heart sank as he realized what was happening. Elon crouched to her level, smiling warmly. "Hi there. What's your name?" "I'm Mia," she said confidently. "My dad works really hard here, but we're about to lose our home. Can you help us?" The room froze. Liam's chest tightened as embarrassment and desperation washed over him. He stepped forward, but Elon gestured for him to stay. "Well, Mia," Elon said gently, "why don't you tell me more?" With a glance at her father for reassurance, Mia explained, "My mom's been sick, and my dad's doing his best, but it's really hard right now." Elon's expression softened. Her sincerity had pierced through the polished veneer of the event, grounding everyone in a moment of raw humanity. He straightened up, signaling to his assistant. After a brief exchange, Elon returned to Liam and Mia, his gaze steady. "You've got a brave daughter," Elon said, extending a hand to Liam. "Consider this a little help to get back on your feet." He handed Liam a folded piece of paper. Trembling, Liam opened it to reveal a check for $50,000. Gasps rippled through the room, but Liam barely noticed. Overwhelmed, he pulled Mia into a tight embrace, whispering, "Thank you, sweetheart." The applause that followed was deafening, but Elon raised a hand to quiet the room. "Sometimes it's easy to forget we're all human," he said. "Helping someone doesn't take away from us, it lifts us all." The gesture sent shockwaves through Tesla. Employees who hadn't attended the event heard about it from colleagues, and the story soon spread through the company. It sparked conversations about the challenges people faced beyond their work: single parents juggling childcare, employees dealing with medical bills, and those quietly supporting family members with disabilities. HR received an influx of suggestions, from creating a hardship fund to implementing flexible work hours. Elon himself addressed the growing momentum in a company-wide email: "We build cars that change the world, but what good is that if we don't care for the people building them? Let's make sure Tesla stands for innovation and compassion." Within weeks, Tesla launched initiatives to support employees, including a hardship fund with matching donations from the company and expanded mental health resources. The workplace began to transform into a community where people felt seen and supported. For Liam, the changes were life-altering. His immediate financial burden was lifted, and the constant fear of eviction subsided. More importantly, the experience reignited his faith in humanity. At work, co-workers who once exchanged polite nods now stopped to chat, asking how his family was doing. Even Mark, his no-nonsense supervisor, began checking in regularly. At home, Mia thrived, carrying herself with newfound confidence. One evening, she asked, "Dad, do you think I'll ever do something that big again?" Liam smiled. "What you did wasn't about being big or small, Mia. It was about speaking from your heart. If you keep doing that, you'll make a difference every day." The true impact of Elon's gesture extended far beyond Liam's family. It inspired a cultural shift at Tesla, fostering empathy and understanding among employees. The hardship fund became a beacon of hope, helping others navigate unexpected crises. Supervisors received training to recognize signs of burnout, and employees felt encouraged to share their struggles without fear of judgment. Liam's story became a symbol of resilience and the power of community. He often reflected on that pivotal day, not just for the financial relief but for the reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is light. As life settled into a new rhythm, Liam began paying it forward, mentoring younger employees and volunteering his time to support company initiatives. The kindness shown to him became a cornerstone of his identity, shaping how he approached both work and life. One evening, as he tucked Mia into bed, she whispered, "Dad, we're happy now, right?" He kissed her forehead and replied, "Yes, sweetheart. We're happy, and we're strong, together." The events of that day became a cornerstone not just for Liam and his family but for Tesla's evolving culture. Liam found himself slowly transitioning from someone merely surviving to someone thriving. The extra funds allowed him to pay off overdue bills, secure better care for Elena, and even enroll Mia in extracurricular programs she had longed to join. Each of these steps was a building block toward a brighter future. But Liam wasn't content to let Elon's generosity stop with him. The gratitude and hope that filled him grew into a desire to create the same feeling for others. He approached Tesla's HR department with an idea: a mentorship program for employees facing financial, personal, or emotional challenges. "It's not just about money," Liam explained to the HR team. "Sometimes people need someone to talk to, someone who's been through it and understands. A listening ear can be as powerful as a paycheck." The HR team embraced his idea. Together, they launched a program called Empower, pairing employees with mentors who had experienced navigating difficult life situations. Within months, the program gained traction. It became a space where employees shared stories of resilience, offering insights and advice to one another. At home, Mia blossomed into a compassionate and driven young girl. Inspired by the kindness her family had received, she became determined to help others. She started small, organizing food drives with her school and volunteering at local shelters. Her teachers often marveled at her maturity and sense of responsibility. One evening, while watching the news with her parents, Mia saw a story about homelessness in their city. She turned to Liam and asked, "Why can't everyone have a home like us now?" Liam hesitated, unsure how to explain the complexities of systemic inequality to a child. But before he could respond, Mia added, "Maybe we can help them, too." Her words planted a seed. Over the next few weeks, Liam and Mia brainstormed ways they could give back. With Elena's encouragement, they decided to start a community initiative focused on helping families at risk of eviction. They called it Safe Haven. The first step was to gather like-minded individuals. Liam shared his vision with colleagues at Tesla, and many expressed interest. Some donated money, while others volunteered their time. Mia, armed with her natural charm and enthusiasm, became the face of the initiative, inspiring donations and support wherever she went. Safe Haven provided temporary housing assistance, financial counseling, and resources to families in need. The initiative partnered with local organizations to expand its reach, creating a safety net for those on the brink of homelessness. Liam often reflected on how a single act of kindness had set this entire journey into motion. One family that benefited from Safe Haven was the Robinsons. A father of 3, Marcus Robinson, had lost his job during an economic downturn and was struggling to keep his family housed. Through Safe Haven, he not only received financial assistance but also mentorship from Liam. Marcus later found stable employment and became a vocal advocate for the program, helping to spread its impact further. As Safe Haven grew, it attracted media attention. News outlets highlighted Liam and Mia's story, framing it as a testament to the power of compassion. Elon Musk himself mentioned Safe Haven in a public interview, praising Liam's efforts and encouraging others to support similar initiatives. Mia, now 10 years old, became an unexpected spokesperson for the movement. She spoke at local events and even appeared on a morning talk show with her father. Her message was simple yet profound: if we all help just one person, imagine how many lives we can change. Her words resonated far beyond her age, sparking a wave of grassroots efforts in other communities. Inspired by Safe Haven's success, several companies launched similar programs for their employees and local communities. As Safe Haven expanded, so did the challenges. Balancing his full-time job at Tesla with managing the initiative stretched Liam thin. There were moments when he felt overwhelmed, questioning whether he could sustain both commitments. But every time he considered stepping back, he thought of Mia's determination and the families they had already helped. Elena became a pillar of support, taking on a more active role in Safe Haven's operations. Her recovery had given her a newfound appreciation for life, and she channeled that energy into helping others. Together, the family became a formidable team, each playing a vital role in the initiative's success. One of the most significant milestones came when Safe Haven secured funding from Tesla's Hardship Fund. The partnership allowed the initiative to expand its reach, providing assistance to hundreds of families across the region. Years passed, and the small, uncertain family that once feared eviction had grown into a beacon of hope for their community. Mia, now a teenager, continued to be a force of nature, balancing school with her work at Safe Haven. She often dreamed of becoming a social worker or community leader, inspired by the change her family had created. Liam, too, found his footing. His career at Tesla flourished, as his leadership and empathy earned him promotions. But his most significant accomplishment remained the lives he had touched through Safe Haven. He often marveled at how a single moment, Mia's brave conversation with Elon Musk, had set off a chain of events he could never have imagined. On a crisp autumn evening, Liam and Mia stood together at a safe haven event, watching as a family they had helped shared their story on stage. The mother, holding back tears, thanked the audience for their support and spoke about the new beginning her family had found. As applause filled the room, Mia turned to her father and said, "Dad, do you think we've done enough?" Liam smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder. "There's always more to do, sweetheart. But we've made a difference, and that's what matters." In that moment, Liam realized that while life was still full of challenges, it was also brimming with possibilities. The spark of kindness that had lifted his family out of darkness had ignited a flame that now illuminated countless lives. And it all began with a brave little girl and a simple act of courage. As Mia grew older, her role within Safe Haven evolved. By the time she graduated high school, the initiative had transformed into a nationwide movement. Safe Haven chapters had been established in multiple cities, each catering to the unique needs of their local communities. Mia, now an articulate and passionate young adult, found herself more deeply involved in the organization's strategic planning and public outreach efforts. During her college years, Mia majored in social work with a focus on community development. Her professors often remarked on her ability to bridge theory and practice, drawing from her real-life experiences with Safe Haven. She used her studies to refine the initiative, introducing programs that focused on long-term solutions such as financial literacy workshops, job training, and mental health support. Despite her growing responsibilities, Mia maintained a close bond with her parents. Liam and Elena, proud of the woman their daughter had become, continued to guide and support her. Liam had taken on a more advisory role within Safe Haven, while Elena managed community engagement projects, ensuring the organization stayed grounded in its mission. Mia's vision for Safe Haven expanded beyond housing. She believed in addressing the root causes of homelessness and poverty, including systemic issues like income inequality, lack of affordable healthcare, and educational disparities. With this in mind, she began collaborating with policymakers and other nonprofit organizations to create comprehensive solutions. One of her most ambitious projects was the Haven Hub, a community center model that provided a one-stop resource for families in crisis. Each hub offered temporary housing, childcare, job placement services, counseling, and legal aid. The first Haven Hub opened in her hometown and quickly became a model for similar centers nationwide. The project attracted significant media attention, and Mia was invited to speak at conferences and events. Her speeches often highlighted the importance of empathy and collective action. Safe Haven isn't just about housing, she would say. It's about restoring dignity and hope to people who've been overlooked by society. As Safe Haven's reputation grew, international organizations took notice. Mia was invited to participate in global forums on poverty and housing, where she shared her insights and learned from others tackling similar issues worldwide. These experiences inspired her to expand Safe Haven's mission beyond the United States. Partnering with international NGOs, Mia launched pilot programs in developing countries, adapting the Haven Hub model to fit local contexts. These initiatives focused on empowering women and children, who were often the most vulnerable populations in those regions. The global expansion of Safe Haven became a testament to the universality of its mission, creating a world where no one felt abandoned or hopeless. While the successes were many, the journey was not without obstacles. Scaling the initiative globally brought logistical, cultural, and financial challenges. Mia often found herself navigating complex political landscapes and dealing with resistance from entities that saw Safe Haven as a threat to the status quo. At home, balancing her personal life with her professional commitments became increasingly difficult. Mia longed for a sense of normalcy, often reflecting on her childhood and the simpler days when Safe Haven was just a small family initiative. She confided in her parents, who reminded her of the importance of self-care and taking time to recharge. Despite these challenges, Mia remained steadfast in her mission. Her determination inspired her team and the countless volunteers who worked tirelessly to bring Safe Haven's vision to life. Decades later, Mia stood on a grand stage, addressing a crowd of thousands at Safe Haven's 50th anniversary celebration. The event was held at the First Haven Hub, now a historic landmark. Families who had been helped by the organization over the years gathered to share their stories, creating a tapestry of resilience and gratitude. Liam and Elena, now in their twilight years, watched from the front row, their eyes filled with pride. Liam's hair had turned silver, and Elena walked with a cane, but their spirits were as vibrant as ever. They had witnessed their family's story evolve from one of struggle to one of triumph, and they couldn't be prouder of their daughter. As Mia addressed the audience, her voice carried the same passion she had as a little girl asking why everyone couldn't have a home. Safe Haven was born from a simple idea, that kindness has the power to change lives. What started as a single act of compassion has become a movement, proving that when we come together, we can achieve the extraordinary. Her words resonated deeply, drawing a standing ovation. In that moment, Mia realized that Safe Haven was more than just an organization, it was a legacy. It was a testament to the power of courage, empathy, and the belief that even the smallest actions could spark monumental change. As the celebration concluded, Mia stood with her parents, gazing at the crowd of smiling faces. She felt a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing that her family's journey had made a lasting impact. Liam placed a hand on her shoulder and said, "You've built something incredible, Mia. But remember, this is just the beginning. The world will always need people like you." Mia nodded, her heart full of gratitude. She knew there was still much work to be done, but she also knew she wasn't alone. Safe Haven was no longer just her family's story, it was a story shared by countless others who believed in the power of kindness to transform lives. As they walked away from the event, the future felt brighter than ever, illuminated by the countless lives they had touched and the infinite peace. In the years that followed the 50th anniversary celebration, Safe Haven entered a new era. Mia understood that for the organization to thrive, it needed to harness the energy, creativity, and passion of the next generation. She began focusing on youth involvement, launching programs designed to empower young people to take leadership roles within their communities. One of her most successful initiatives was the Youth Ambassadors Program. This program brought together high school and college students from diverse backgrounds, training them in advocacy, public speaking, and community organizing. These young ambassadors became the voice of Safe Haven in their neighborhoods, spreading its message and inspiring others to join the cause. Mia also partnered with schools and universities to integrate social responsibility into curriculums. Students worked on real-world projects with Safe Haven, such as designing innovative housing solutions or creating awareness campaigns. These experiences not only enriched the students' education but also ensured that Safe Haven remained a dynamic and forward-thinking organization. As technology continued to evolve, Mia saw its potential to amplify Safe Haven's impact. She collaborated with tech companies to develop digital platforms that streamlined the organization's operations and expanded its reach. One such platform was the Safe Haven app, which connected individuals in need with nearby resources, including shelters, food banks, and job centers. The app also allowed users to volunteer, donate, and participate in virtual training sessions. It became a vital tool during natural disasters and crises, enabling rapid mobilization of resources and volunteers. By leveraging technology, Safe Haven was able to provide support to people in even the most remote areas. Mia's commitment to innovation didn't stop there. She spearheaded the development of modular, sustainable housing units that could be assembled quickly and affordably. These units became a cornerstone of Safe Haven's response to housing shortages in urban areas and disaster-stricken regions. The initiative earned international recognition, positioning Safe Haven as a leader in sustainable housing solutions. While Mia's professional achievements were extraordinary, her personal journey was equally transformative. Balancing her responsibilities as the leader of a global organization with her personal life was no small feat. There were moments when the weight of expectations felt overwhelming, and she grappled with self-doubt. However, Mia found solace in her family and close friends. She often sought advice from her parents, who reminded her to take pride in her accomplishments and to prioritize her well-being. She also developed a strong support network of colleagues and mentors who shared her vision and provided guidance during challenging times. Mia's resilience was tested further when she experienced a significant health scare. The ordeal forced her to slow down and reassess her priorities. She realized the importance of delegating responsibilities and trusting others to carry the torch. This led her to establish a robust leadership team within Safe Haven, ensuring the organization's longevity. As Mia entered her later years, she began transitioning her responsibilities to a new generation of leaders. Among them was Ava, a former youth ambassador who had grown up in a community supported by Safe Haven. Ava's personal connection to the organization fueled her passion and made her an empathetic and inspiring leader. Mia mentored Ava closely, sharing the lessons she had learned over the decades. She emphasized the importance of staying true to the organization's mission while remaining open to innovation and change. Under Ava's leadership, Safe Haven continued to evolve, expanding into new territories and addressing emerging social challenges. Mia remained involved as a mentor and advisor, but she also took time to explore her own interests. She traveled to places she had always dreamed of visiting, wrote a memoir about her experiences, and spent precious moments with her growing family. A lasting legacy. By the time Mia retired, Safe Haven had become a global institution, touching millions of lives. The organization's impact could be seen in the thriving communities it had helped create, the policies it had influenced, and the countless individuals who had found hope and stability through its programs. Mia's story became an inspiration to people around the world. Schools taught about her life in social studies classes, and her memoir became a bestseller, translated into multiple languages. She was often invited to speak at events, where she continued to advocate for compassion and social justice. In her final years, Mia reflected on the incredible journey her family had undertaken. From a single act of kindness to a worldwide movement, Safe Haven had exceeded her wildest dreams. She took comfort in knowing that its mission would endure, carried forward by those who believed in its message of hope and humanity. The torch burns bright. Even after Mia's passing, her legacy lived on. Safe Haven remained a beacon of hope, adapting to new challenges and empowering future generations to create a more just and compassionate world. The organization's motto, "Kindness changes lives," became a rallying cry for people everywhere, reminding them that even the smallest actions could spark monumental change. The story of Mia and her family served as a testament to the power of courage, empathy, and determination. It showed that when people come together with a shared purpose, they can overcome any obstacle and create a brighter future for all. Would you like to explore a specific aspect of the story, such as Mia's personal relationships, the global expansion of Safe Haven, or the innovations that defined the organization's success?